So I became involved at a young age, mainly from my parents. They, kind of just asked me, hey, I don't really think it was an option for us to just sit around and do anything or do nothing. And so PARDS came around. I was of age to play softball, and my dad was like, do you want to play? And at that point, I was just like, sure, it seems fun, running around in the dirt making flower bracelets. So yeah, why not go play softball? So that's kind of how I got introduced, and then that led to a lifelong of sports after that. My biggest role model, cliche, everybody says it, is my dad. He played baseball at Catholic High, and so he had a love for baseball and softball. He kind of taught me, what it meant to work hard and that nothing would be given to you easily. If you wanted it, you had to work for it. And then track came along, and every year they have the parish track meet at Walker High School. They still do. So I was running, and I was winning my races and stuff, and this guy had come up and approached my parents and was like, hey, do you know your daughter's kind of fast? And my dad was like, well, I guess we're figuring that out because, she just won. And so he was like, I'm a coach, I'm coming out to recruit for AAU track team. And we're just seeing if we would love to have your daughter on our team, would y'all be interested? And at that moment, I could just read my dad's eyes thinking, great, more money. So, I'm sitting there going, please dad, I really want to do it. He said I'm good. And so that's how my AAU came about, was 5th grade. I still played softball, I still played summer ball, but track quickly became the front runner sport. And so during summertime, I could go to softball tournaments around track meets. Track came first. I firmly believe if I, given circumstances, I would have rode out track, as long as I could. But I kind of had some injuries along the way where, the doctor was like, you're just going to have to rest your legs and stuff, which I don't know how you rest your legs when you run track, play softball, volleyball. I was doing basketball at the time. And so I just kind of thought like, all right, maybe this is kind of getting towards the end. Let's, pursue something that wasn't so impactful with my legs and stuff. My high school year, that's where the fun started. And we kind of, I had played for years and years before that with Mr. Ben McDonald on our team Chaos. And honestly, those were the best years, was summer ball with Mr. Ben. He was awesome, and I've got some really good memories going all around the country. My last year of track was my 9th grade year, and I ended it with going to state at LSU, and I got 6th place in the 55-meter hurdles. So it was a good way to end. So my sophomore year is when I picked up softball, pretty full force. I was kind of focused on softball. That's when we kind of had a coaching change. We had Coach Bork and his team that came out, and Mr. Ben actually came and helped us. So it was almost like we brought summer ball to high school, so double the fun. And high school ball was really fun because you get to have the experience of just kind of, we were good. So walking around the halls, what a good record behind us was pretty cool. Nothing was more exciting than those home games, rushing, getting in the car, going to North Park, getting ready, and even the away games because you got to leave school early, which we thought we were so cool. Some really good memories I have was my junior year. We had to go play West Monroe for the first round of playoffs. And if anybody knows anything with sports, I think West Monroe is still like a powerhouse up there. I don't know what they breed, but West Monroe just always have been good. And so we were going up there ranked 15th, they were ranked 1. And so we had a good, fan base come and follow us, but, the odds were kind of against us, and we knew we were going up against a really good team. So when we got there, we just let loose. I mean, it was a game of all games, and we ended up winning, and we celebrated like we just won the championship game, and which was a good feeling having everybody but seeing the look on West Monroe, like they didn't know what just came and hit them, that was even a better feeling. That's the year we ended up taking it all the way. We were state runner-up, which, you know, I'm thankful that we got that far, but as far as like a sad moment, that's the first one that comes to mind, because as, you know, close as it was against Hahnville, it still felt like needles hitting you, because it was like, oh, it was right there. You know, you could almost taste it. Receiving those awards for All State, All Metro, All Parish, those awards never get old, no matter how many times you get them, whether it's your first year, your second year, or your third year. It's always nice to feel recognized towards the end. You know, you put in all the hard work, and to have somebody notice it, it is just a really good, humbling feeling. But also, it's understanding that you didn't get those awards by yourself. My dad had found that Northwestern was putting on a camp in the springtime, and so I remember we had something for high school, but I asked Coach Bork permission if I could go to this camp, and he told me yes. So I went up there, I did, you know, whatever the camp. I talked to Coach Pickett towards the end, and we were about 30 minutes away on our way home, and he had called my dad and asked if he could talk to me. So I answered the phone, and he was like, Natalie, you know, I'd love to have you join in the fall. You know, I'm offering you a full scholarship if you'd like to join our team. And so it was just like, okay, yes. You know, all right, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to do. It really was a building year, because I think there was only 12 or 13 of us on the team at the time. But we took the team that went from dead last the season before, and we won the Southland Conference that year and got to go play in a regional at LSU. So that was really cool. You know, the year after that, we were conference champs again. And honestly, it was the next 3 years we were conference champs. And so we really took that team and turned it into something really good with lots of memories. First and foremost would be my parents. They believed in me at such a young age. My dad always, he never missed a game, he never missed a practice, and they made it work when times were really tough. They made sure to put all their time, effort, money, everything into to what I loved, which to me is, like, as a parent, the most selfless thing you could do. I could write a novel on how much I really want to thank my parents first. Mr. Ben McDonald, he was a huge part of my life. From when we were babies, I grew up with his daughter, so Jory, we kind of went hand in hand. Some other people I want to thank is Coach Bork, Coach Salty, Coach LeBlanc, for believing in me, you know, growing up with high school. They took a chance on me, and, you know, they helped me get to where I am today. Coach Swallow, he's not a part of the Denham family, he's more of the Walker family. But he was my hitting coach growing up. My dad brought me to his house, and he's ultimately the one who taught me how to hit. And so he was really fun. He taught me everything I know. I even teach my kids things he taught me. But I always knew when it was time to go see him if I was in a slump. You know, my dad would be like, "Get in the car, we're going to Coach Swallow's," and I'm thinking, okay, great, he's really gonna hand it to me. But yeah, I run into him, you know, at the grocery store and stuff, and, you know, we talk like we never missed a beat. He'll be like, "Natalie, you remember that, you know, time you went like 0 for 4?" And I'm, "Thanks, Coach, thanks, yeah, I remember that."